Good day, students. Welcome to mathgotserved.com. And this clip, we're going to be going over section 6.1 of our virtual geometry text on similarity. We're going to be looking at how to solve proportions. An example problem that we're going to be attacking in this presentation is depicted here. Solve for the value of y in the proportion y minus 4 over 3 equals y over 5. If this sounds like what you're looking for, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. We have 14 practice problems at the end of this presentation that we'd like you to try out in order to demonstrate mastery of the contents of this tutorial. In order to gain access to our entire Algebra 1, 2 Geometry, Pre-Calc, and Calculus courses, take a look at the links in the description below or visit our website at mathgotserved.com.
Alright, the instructions for the examples that we are solving are as follows. We are to solve the given proportions. Alright, so the method that we're going to be using to solve the algebraic proportions today is a method known as the star method. Okay, so for number one, let's say we have the proportion 5 over 4 equals x over 4. So you need to remember what proportions are. A proportion is a statement that two fractions are the same. Okay, or two ratios are the same, and when you throw in a variable in there, you have an algebraic proportion. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve number one. We're going to be using the star method. What is the star method? It's just the process of cross multiplying to get rid of the denominators. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about when I'm in the star. So the denominator on the left gets multiplied with the numerator on the right, and the denominator on the right gets multiplied with the numerator on the left. So kind of sort of looks like a star. Some students call it butterfly method. It doesn't matter. But what's happening here is we're cross multiplying. So we have 5 times 4 is equal to x times 4. So we see the difference between the original problem that we had and what we have now. There are no more denominators. Okay, it's no longer a proportion. It's just like a linear equation. Okay, all right, now let's go ahead and multiply. 5 times 4 is 20, and x times 4 is 4x. To get x isolated, we need to get rid of that 4. Since 4 is being multiplied by x, we use the inverse operation, which is division. And that gives us 5 is equal to x. 20 divided by 4 is 5, and then these 4's divide out. Or this can be written as x equals 5. So there goes the answer to the first question. Alright, let's take a look at question 2. For question 2, let's say we have the proportion given by 3 over 9 is equal to 2 over n plus 3. We're going to solve this using the star method again. Alright, so let's go ahead and write the problem. We have 3 over 9 is equal to 2 over n plus 3. So we're going to carry out the multiplication. 9 will be multiplied by 2. And then the quantity n plus 3 will be multiplied by 3. Alright, so let's show what the resulting equation will be. We'll have 3 times n plus 3 is equal to 2 times 9. Alright, let's multiply that out. On the left side, we have a parenthesis with 2 terms in it, so we have to distribute this 3 across the 2 terms in the parentheses, which results in 3n plus 9. 3 times n is 3n. 3 times 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, and on the right side, 2 times 9 is 18. Now to solve this resulting this linear algebraic equation, we're just simply going to subtract 9 from both sides and divide by 3. Okay, let's do it. So you subtract 9 from both sides. If you subtract 9 from both sides, that yields 3n. Positive 9 minus 9 is 0. 18 minus 9 is 9. And then we'll proceed to divide both sides by 3 to get rid of this 3 right here, which is being multiplied by n. The inverse is division, so we divide both sides by 3, and that gives us our final answer, n equals 9 over 3, which is just 3. That was the solution to question number 2. Alrighty, let's take a look at the next one, question number 3. Let's move my palette to the left. Number 3, let's say we have the proportion y minus 4 over 3 is equal to y over 5. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and proceed. To solve this, we're going to use the star method. Again, I just cross multiply. Alright, denominator on the left gets multiplied with the numerator on the right, and denominator on the right gets multiplied with the numerator on the left. Alright, let's go ahead and set up our stars. So we have 3 getting multiplied by y, and then we'll have the quantity y minus 4 be multiplied by 5. Okay, we have that nice little star there. Okay, so we have 5 times the quantity y minus 4 is equal to 3 times y. Okay, alright, proceeding, let's simplify the left side. We have to distribute. We have this constant here and 2 terms in the parentheses, so we have to distribute like that, and that results in 5y minus 20. 3 times y is 3y. Okay, now to proceed, let's go ahead and get y to one side of the equation, collect like terms, and put the constants on the other side. I have a constant here, so I can move 3y to the left and move 20 to the right just to keep the variable positive. So let's go ahead and subtract 3y from both sides of the equation. This is a like term, so I can put it here. And then I can move the 20 to the right side by simply adding 20 to both sides of my equation. Alright, that will result in the collection of like terms to similar sides of the equation. On the left, these y's are cancelled out. 5y minus 3y will give us 2y, and then positive 3y minus 3y, that's gone, equals 20. Now to get y isolated, we're going to proceed to divide both sides of my equation by 2. Okay, so if I do that, that's going to give us the final solution that we desire, which is y equals 20 divided by 2 is 10. That's the answer to question number 3. Alright, let's move on to the next example. Now, what if we have the proportion for number 4? Let's say we have 2k minus 1 over 3k plus 3 equals 1 over 3. Alright, so we're going to solve this equation using the star method. Alright, so we have 2k minus 1 over 3k plus 3 equals 1/3. What we're going to do first, let's go ahead and set up our stars. So we're going to multiply the numerator on the left with the denominator on the right. And then we're going to multiply the denominator on the left with the numerator on the right. There goes our nice little star there. Well, multiply, we're going to have 3 times the quantity 2k minus 1 is equal to 1 times 3k plus 3. Okay? Alright, on the left side, we are distributing the 3 to these two terms here. And we carry out the distribution that yields 6k minus 3. And on the right side, 3k plus 3. So what we're going to do next is collect all the k's to one side, all the terms with k to one side, and then all the numbers on the other side. Okay, so Let's move the case to the left side so that it's positive. We're going to subtract 3k from both sides of the equation. And then to get this 3 to the right side, we have minus 3 on the left. So to move this minus 3 to the right, we're going to just add 3 to both sides of the equation. Now what this accomplishes that is going to place all the variables on the left side and all the constants on the right. So let's go ahead and do that. 6k minus 3k is 3k. Minus 3 plus 3 adds up to 0. 3k minus 3k adds up to 0. And then 3 plus 3 is 6. Now to finish this off, we're simply going to get rid of the coefficient of k, which is 3. Since it's been multiplied, we use the inverse, which is division. So we divide both sides by 3. And that results in the final answer k equals 6 over 3, which is 2. Alright, so there goes the answer to question 4. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at question number 5. So for question 5, let's say we have the proportion x plus 3 divided by x plus 8 equals 1 over 6. Alright, let's go ahead and try this out. I'm going to be using the star method again. So we have x plus 3 divided by x plus 8 equals 1 over 6. Alright, let's go ahead and input our nice little star. So we have the numerator on the left be multiplied by the denominator on the right, and then the denominator on the left be multiplied by the numerator on the right. What does that yield? We have 6 times the quantity x plus 3 is equal to 1 times x plus 8. Okay? Now on the left side, we're going to distribute the 6 to the x plus 3. And then on the right side, just distribute 1, which doesn't make any difference. That's a multiplicative identity. On the left side, we have 6x plus 18. 6x plus 18 equals x plus 8. Now this looks much nicer because we have gotten rid of the denominator components and we just have a linear algebraic equation right now. To solve it, we're going to collect like terms. So let's have all the x's on the left side. So we're going to subtract x from both sides of the equation, or 1x. And then we'll proceed to subtract 18. I need a constant on the right side. So I will subtract 18 from both sides of the equation. And the final result is going to be, so 6x minus x is 5x. Positive 18 minus 18, that adds up to 0, equals x minus x is 0. 8 plus 8 minus 18, the signs are different, so you subtract and keep the sign of the bigger, so it's going to be negative 10. Alrighty. Now to finish this off, we're just going to simply get rid of the coefficient of x, which is 5, so divide both sides of the equation by 5. And that yields our final answer, x, which is equal to negative 2. Alrighty, so that's the answer to question number 5. Okay, let's take a look at question 6. So for question 6, let's say we have the proportion x plus 9 over 7 equals x over 4. Alright, let's go ahead and try that out. We're going to be using the star method to solve this proportion. X plus 9 over 7 equals x plus 4. Alright, so let's go ahead and draw in our nice little star. So x plus 9 on the right. The numerator gets multiplied with the denominator. X plus 9 on the left gets multiplied by the denominator on the right, and then the numerator on the right, x, gets multiplied by 7. So we have a nice little star there. Multiplying that out, we'll have 4 times the quantity x plus 9 is equal to 7 multiplied by x. If we multiply that out, we just distribute the 4 to x and 9, and that yields 4x plus 36 equals 7x. Now what we're going to do is we're going to proceed to move the 4x to the right side of the equation so we have a positive sign with the x variable. So we subtract 4x from both sides of the equation. We have 4x subtracted from both sides of the equation. That will yield 36 is equal to 7x minus 4x, 3x. Now to finish off, namely to get x isolated, we'll divide both sides of the equation by 3. And that will give us 36 divided by 3 is 12. And then this 3 is divided out, gives you x, or you can just write this as x equals 12. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the answer to question number 6. Alrighty, let's take a look at question number 7. So for question 7, let's say we have the proportion given by x minus 3 over x equals 1/2. Alright? So we're going to follow the same procedure that we have followed for the previous problems. We're going to be using the star method to get rid of the denominators, or basically cross multiply. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. So multiply the numerator on the left with the denominator on the right, and then the numerator on the right with the denominator on the left. Okay, when we carry out the multiplication, we have 2 times the quantity x minus 3 is equal to x times 1. Let's go ahead and multiply that out. On the left side, we will have to distribute the 2 to x minus 3, the terms in the parentheses, so that we yield 2x minus 6 is equal to x. Alright, so let's go ahead and get x collected to the right side of the equation since we have an x here already. So what we're going to do is subtract 2x from both sides of the equation. Okay, so we subtract 2x. And then when we subtract 2x from both sides of the equation, that will yield, so this 2x adds up to 0, negative 6. We have negative 6 equals x minus 2x, negative 1x, or just negative x. Okay? Now to get x isolated, we're going to divide both sides by the coefficient of x. And remember, the imaginary, or the invisible coefficient is 1, right? So there's a negative 1 here. So we'll divide both sides by negative 1 in order to get x isolated. Alright, when we divide by negative 1, minus 6 divided by negative 1, slash and dash, that's going to be positive 6. Alright, so on the left side we have 6 is equal to, on the right side, negative x over negative 1 is just x. We can switch this around using the reflexive property of equality. Our final answer for question number 7 is x equals 6. Okay, moving right along, let's take a look at number 8. For number 8, let's say we have the proportion given by x minus 3 over 5 is equal to x minus 6 over 8. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we are going to use the star method again, just cross multiply to get rid of the denominators, and then solve the resulting linear algebraic equation. Same procedure that we followed for the previous problems, we're going to apply it here again. So let's go ahead and put in our nice little star. We're going to multiply the numerator on the right, x minus 3, with the the numerator on the left with the denominator on the right, and then the numerator on the right with the denominator on the left. So just cross multiply. have a nice little star there. So that yields 8 times the quantity x minus 3 equals 5 times x minus 6. Now what we're going to do, we're going to proceed to get rid of the parentheses by distributing. We are going to distribute 8 to x and negative 3, and then 5 to x and negative 6. When we carry out that distribution, that will yield 8x minus 8 times 3 is 24 equals 5 times x is 5x minus 5 times 6, which is 30. Now we're going to collect the like terms to the different sides of the equation. Let's move the variables to the left side, okay? So subtract 5x from both sides. And then we're going to move the constants to the right side of the equation. We'll proceed to, we have minus 24 here. The inverse is plus 24. We'll add 24 to both sides of the equation. Okay, so let's go ahead and simplify that. What's that going to yield? We are going to have 8x minus 5x is positive 3x. And then minus 24 plus 24, that adds up to 0. And then on the right side, negative 30 plus 24 is going to give us negative 6. Now to finish this off, we need to get x isolated. To do that, we are going to divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 3. So to undo that, 3 times x, we divide both sides by 3. And that gives us our final answer, x equals negative 2. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the answer to question number 8. Alright, moving right along, let's take a look at question 9. So for question 9, let's say we have the proportion given by 4 over 3 is equal to x minus 4 divided by x plus 2. Alrighty, so to do this, we are going to use the star method again to get rid of the denominators, and then proceed to solve the resulting linear equation. Okay. Alright, let's do it. Now we're going to multiply. So we multiply here. The numerator on the left, which is 4, we'll multiply that by x plus 2. And then the denominator on the left, 3, will multiply by the numerator on the right, x minus 4. If we carry out the multiplication, that would give us 4 times the quantity x plus 2 is equal to 3 times the quantity x minus 4. Alrighty, let's go ahead and distribute to simplify. So 4 gets distributed to x and 2, and then 3 gets distributed to x and negative 4. So if we distribute on the left side, we're going to have 4x plus 4 times 2 is 8 equal, on the right side distribute 3x positive 3 times negative 4 is minus 12. Alright, let's go ahead and collect like terms. We are going to move the variables to the left side, so subtract 3x from both sides of the equation, and negative 8 needs to go to the right, sorry, positive 8 needs to go to the right, so we're going to subtract 8 from both sides of the equation. So what does that give us? Looks like that's going to give us the final answer that we desire. On the left side, 4x minus 3x is just x. Negative 8 and 8 add up to 0. These two add up to 0 too. Negative 12 minus 8 is negative 20. Add and keep the sign, ladies and gentlemen. That is the answer to question number 9. Okay, let's take a look at the next one, question 10. Let's say we have the proportion, the algebraic proportion given by 20 over x plus 1 equals 4 over 5. Alright, let's try this out. Now to do this, we're going to use the star method again to get rid of the denominator components here, and then solve the resulting equation. Alright, let's go ahead and set up our star. Numerator on the left multiplied by the denominator on the right, and then the numerator on the right multiplied by the denominator on the left. We'll carry out that multiplication. We will have 20 times 5 equals 4 times the quantity x plus 1. Let's simplify that. 20 times 5 is 100. And on the right, we will just distribute 4 to x and 1. Carry out the distribution, we'll have 4x plus 4. Now let's go ahead and get x isolated. We need to get rid of this positive 4 and then this 4 that's been multiplied by the x. So we'll deal with it one at a time. Alright? So let's deal with the 4 first. We subtract 4 from both sides. That's the inverse of addition by 4. Okay, so that will yield 100 minus 4 is 96. 96 equals 4x. Now to finish this off, we need to get rid of that 4 that's been multiplied by x there. So we are going to divide both sides by 4. That will result in the isolation of x. 4 goes into 9 2 times, remainder 1. 4 goes into 16 4 times. And then these 4 is divided out. You have x. Final answer is x equals 24. Okay, let's take a look at the next one, question number 11. Let's say we have the proportion given by 10 over x minus 7 is equal to 8 over x minus 6. Alright, let's solve this. We're going to use the same procedure that we've used before. We have a proportion here, so we're going to use the star method or cross multiplication to get rid of the denominators and solve the resulting equation. Okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and set up our star. You know how you know the drill. 10 is multiplied with x minus 6. And then we have 8 multiplied with x minus 7. So that gives us 10 times the quantity x minus 6 on the right equals 8, on the left, 8 times the quantity x minus 7 on the right. Now we're going to go ahead and get rid of the parentheses. How do we do that? By distribution, right? So distribute 10 to x and negative 6, and then distribute 8 to x and negative 7. When we carry out the distribution, we'll have 10x minus 60 is equal to 8x minus 8 times 7 is 56. Okay, let's collect like terms. Put the variables on the left side and the numbers on the right. So we need 8x on the left, so we subtract 8x from both sides, and this is positive, we use the inverse. And then we need negative 60 on the right side, so we're going to do the inverse. We add 60 to both sides of the equation. Alrighty, so if we do that, we're going to have the variables on the left and the constants on the right. On the left, 10x minus 8x, we yield 2x. Minus 60 plus 60 adds up to 0. And then minus 56 plus 60, subtract and keep the sign of the bigger, which is positive, so you have equals 4. And then to finish this off, you simply divide both sides of the equation by 2. So divide by 2, divide by 2, and then you get your final answer, x. Let's change the color of that. Final answer, x is equal to 2. Alright, let's take a look at question number 12, the last one, and then you have an opportunity to try out some practice problems to demonstrate mastery of this standard that we are working on. Okay? Alright, so for number 12, let's say you want to solve the proportion given by 4 over x plus 6 equals 8 over x. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with let's write the problem, and then we're going to use the star method or cross multiplication to get rid of the denominator components. So we'll multiply 4 by x and multiply 8 by x plus 6. Alright, have a star there. So that gives us 4 times x equals 8 times the quantity x plus 6. 4 times x is 4x. And then on the right side, we're just going to distribute the 8 to x plus 6. So that will be 8x plus 48. Now to get x to the left side of the equation, we're going to proceed to subtract 8x from both sides. Subtract 8x. And that's going to give us, let's see, what does that give us? It gives us 4x minus 8x is negative 4x. Negative 4x equals 48. And then to get x isolated, we'll divide both sides of the equation by negative 4. So negative 4, negative 4. And the final answer, x, is going to be 48 over negative 4, which is negative 12. And there you have it. Alright, so good job paying attention to the presentation. It's now time for you to try out the following practice problems to demonstrate mastery. Alrighty, so here are the 14 practice problems we would like you to try out. Go ahead and pause this video at this time. Copy down those problems, try them out, and we will be displaying the answers momentarily. Alright, so here are the answers to question number 1 to 14. Testing your ability to solve proportions, algebraic proportions using the star method. So how well did you do in this practice problems? Let us know in the comment section below how well you did. If there are any questions that you have or any clarifications you would like us to make, just include that in the comment section below and we'll be more than glad to respond. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. Really appreciate it. If you found the contents of this tutorial helpful in your studies of proportions, to give us a like or thumbs up. Your positive feedback is very valuable to us. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for updates to other presentations. And if you have any questions or comments as indicated below, just post it in the comment section below. If you would like to gain access to the playlist and other valuable resources, take a look at the link in the description or just visit our website at mathgotserved.com. Thanks again for watching and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.